What if assessment did not mean spending your evenings buried in grading? What if feedback could reach students while it still mattered? And what if your quizzes, essays, exit tickets, problem sets, and written responses could actually show you what to teach next, instead of becoming another pile of data you don't have time to use? That is where AI is beginning to change formative and summative assessment in 2026. But here is the important part. The goal is not to replace teachers. The goal is to help teachers grade faster, give better feedback, and turn assessment into teaching action.
In this video, we're going to look at how AI is changing assessment for teachers. Not in a theoretical way, but in a practical classroom way. We will look at formative assessment, summative assessment, rubric-based grading, student feedback, and classroom analytics. And we will also talk about the biggest concern teachers have with using AI, how to use it safely while keeping teacher judgment fully in control.
Teachers already know how much assessment matters. Formative assessment helps us check for understanding while learning is still happening. Summative assessment helps us evaluate what students have learned at the end of a lesson, unit, project, or course. But the challenge is time. Formative assessment only works well when feedback is fast enough to help students improve. Summative assessment often requires careful judgment, especially when students are writing, explaining, reasoning, or creating. And when teachers are grading large batches of work, consistency does become harder. That is not a teacher problem. It's a workload problem.
So let's break this down into three big shifts. First, AI can help make formative feedback faster and more useful. Second, AI can support summative grading and rubric consistency without removing teacher judgment. And third, AI can help turn assessment data into teaching insights, so teachers know what to reteach, who needs support, and where the class is ready to move forward.
Let's start with formative assessment. Formative assessment is any check for understanding that helps a teacher adjust instruction while the learning is still happening. That could be an exit ticket, a paragraph draft, a science explanation, a CER response, a short quiz, a math reflection, or a student's first attempt at solving a problem. The challenge is that formative assessment creates the most value when feedback is timely. If students receive feedback 2 weeks later, the learning moment may already be gone. This is where AI can be useful. AI can quickly review student work and help draft feedback that points out what the student did well, what is missing, and what they should do next. For example, if a student writes a paragraph with a claim and evidence but weak reasoning, AI can help identify that gap. If a student explains a science concept but uses vague vocabulary, AI can flag the missing academic language. If several students misunderstand the same idea, the teacher can spot the pattern sooner. The value is not just faster grading. The value is faster instructional response. Students get clearer next steps, and teachers get information while there's still time to act on it.
With a tool like GradingPal, teachers can upload student work, apply or generate a rubric, generate a first draft of scores and feedback, and then review, edit, and approve the results. That changes the workflow from grading everything from scratch to reviewing and refining a strong first draft. The teacher's still in control, but the blank page is gone. Now let's talk about summative assessment. Summative assessment is used to evaluate student learning at the end of an instructional period. This might be an essay, unit test, lab report, document-based question, final project, presentation, exam, or performance task. These assignments often matter more because they may affect final grades, report cards, student placement, or school level data. That means accuracy and fairness are essential. But summative grading is also where teacher workload becomes intense. When a teacher grades 80 essays, 120 short responses, or a full set of projects, fatigue is a real thing. Even experienced teachers can become less consistent over time.
AI can help by applying the same rubric criteria across submissions and generating an initial scoring suggestion. It can help by identifying whether response meets expectations for evidence, reasoning, clarity, organization, and content accuracy. It can also draft a rationale for why a student received a particular score. But this is very important. AI should not be the final decision maker. For higher stakes assignments, teacher review is essential. The best workflow is not AI grades, teacher accepts. The best workflow is AI suggests, teacher reviews, teacher decides.
In GradingPal, teachers can review student work side by side with suggested rubric levels. The teacher can see the rationale for each score, and they can check whether the feedback is accurate. They can make changes before approving anything. Maybe the AI missed a subtle point in the student's reasoning. Maybe the student used evidence in a way that deserves a little more credit. Maybe the feedback is correct but needs to be warmer, shorter, more specific, or more aligned with the teacher's voice. This review step is where professional judgment matters.
The third big shift is what happens after grading. Traditionally, assessment often ends with a score. A student gets 7 out of 10, an essay gets a 3 out of 4, a quiz average is 72%. But the score alone does not always tell a teacher what to do next. If a class average is low, what exactly is the issue? Did students misunderstand the concept? Did they miss key vocabulary? Did they understand the evidence but struggle to explain it? Did one rubric criterion create most of the difficulty? This is where AI-supported analytics can become powerful.
In GradingPal, assessment can connect directly to teaching insights. After student work is graded, teachers can look beyond individual scores and see class-wide trends, which rubric criteria were strongest, which skills need more support, which misconceptions are showing up, which students may need intervention, what should be retaught tomorrow. This is the shift from assessment as a record-keeping tool to assessment as an instructional tool. The real value is not just grading faster. The real value is knowing what to do next. Now, it is important to be honest. AI in assessment is not perfect. Teachers should not blindly accept AI-generated scores and feedback. There are real concerns about bias, accuracy, over-reliance, data privacy, academic integrity, and whether AI feedback truly reflects teachers' expectations. That is why AI assessment tools should be designed around human oversight. Teachers should be able to see the rationale. Teachers should be able to edit the feedback. Teachers should be able to adjust the scores. Teachers should be able to approve what students see. The right question is not, can AI replace teacher assessment? The right question is, can AI help teachers make assessment faster, fairer, more actionable, and still teacher controlled?
The future of assessment is not fully automated grading. The future is AI-human collaboration. AI can help with repetitive and time-consuming parts, reading large batches of work, applying rubric criteria, drafting initial feedback, and finding patterns across submissions. Teachers bring what AI cannot: context, relationships, nuance, empathy, and professional judgment. That combination is where the real opportunity is. Assessment becomes faster, but not colder. Feedback becomes more scalable, but still personal. Data becomes richer, but still interpreted by the teacher.
AI is transforming formative and summative assessment, but the best use of AI is not to remove the teacher from the process. It is to give teachers more time, more consistency, better feedback, and clearer instructional insight. With GradingPal, teachers can grade assignments faster, provide rubric-aligned feedback, review and approve AI suggestions, and turn scores into teaching action. To see how GradingPal can support grading, feedback, and classroom analytics, visit www.gradingpal.com and subscribe to the GradingPal channel for more practical videos on AI grading, student feedback, formative assessment, summative assessment, classroom analytics, and teacher productivity.